Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving my match predictions for the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We have some amazing games. We have Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium. We also got Spurs versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be some amazing set of games, and so many of these teams, 4 of these teams obviously, will want to win this trophy. We got Spurs looking to break a trophy drought. We're waiting for Liverpool as well to win their first Carabao Cup in 9 years. We also got Arteta who's looking to win this trophy to carry on building him momentum for the top 4 race this season. And we obviously got the European champions Chelsea always to look to win silverware. And with Manchester City finally out of the Carabao Cup in the quarterfinals of the last 16, losing to West Ham, all these teams really have a great opportunity to finally get silverware, because we know with Manchester City's massive squad, they can easily rotate their team, the best team, and still get the competition and still win it. But obviously they're out of the competition, losing to West Ham. So let's see who's going to win it this year. But before going into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and hit the big subscribe button right there. Make sure you guys in the comment section give me your own predictions who's going to win in the semi-finals in terms of these fixtures. So the first game I'm going to be predicting is Arsenal versus Liverpool. And honestly, from bird's eye view, maybe just potentially from a 4-out point of view, it looks like Liverpool are the favourites, because we know Liverpool overall are the better team. But if we actually look closer in terms of this fixture, Arsenal should be the favourites, because obviously we have key players missing for Liverpool. Mohamed Salah and Mane both going to the African Cup of Nations. We haven't won in our last 3 games. We know Jurgen Klopp is notoriously famous to not take these type of fixtures and games serious when it comes to this competition. And overall, Liverpool have just not been in a good state as well, with players suffering from COVID. So Arsenal really could not have a better hand dealt to them, because we know they've struggled notoriously against Liverpool. I know they beat them in the Carabao Cup last time or 2 years ago, whatever, but we know notoriously they're not great when it comes to facing Liverpool. They're at the Emirates Stadium, and Liverpool have not won at London all year this season. So obviously Arsenal should be licking their lips that potentially they can beat Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium, get a good result to go into a return leg against Liverpool at Anfield. So honestly, I think Arsenal should be the favourites. They have their players. Yes, Partey is missing, but overall they will have the starting lineup. And I don't know, as a Liverpool fan, if Jurgen Klopp's going to field a bunch of kids, because we know he doesn't really like this competition. Although Arsenal did lose their last game, overall in the Christmas period they've had some spectacular results and have been on an amazing run. I know they lost to Manchester City, but in my head it feels like a moral victory, because we know they've notoriously suffered against the top 6 sides, maybe not Spurs, but every other side. They've not been able to beat the top sides on a consistent basis, and the fact they went toe-to-toe with easily the best team in the Premier League this season, and potentially they should have won the game because overall they were the better side. This should give them some confidence that they can potentially beat another top 2 or 3 team in this country, which is Liverpool FC at the Emirates Stadium. But we know football is not played on paper, because otherwise we wouldn't even need to play the game. Like I've been saying that Arsenal are the favourites and etc., but they still have to put in a performance to win this game. So let me just go into this game tactically. And we know Liverpool are missing key players, like I said, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, and it looks like I don't know who's going to start up front. Is Minamino, Origi? And we know obviously this is a massive drop down, especially since Arsenal this season have had a very good stable defence who are well organised and structured and hard to defeat. So if Liverpool are missing their key players, I don't know who's going to have that flair, that creativity to beat 1 or 2 players that we know Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane can do on a consistent basis, like we literally just saw in the last game against Chelsea. Liverpool still should have some firepower, with Firmino returning, Diego Jota, who we know can put the ball into the back of the net and be a threat with his pace and trickery when it comes to being up against players like Ben White and Gabriel, or even Holding if he starts. So Liverpool should still have some attacking flair, but unless Liverpool literally try suffocate Arsenal, push them on the back foot to the extent that the fullbacks are dominating the game, like we saw them do against Tottenham Hotspur, suffocating them, literally having Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson put balls on the plate for the front forwards. If this ain't going to happen, and we're going to have to rely on some moments of brilliance of our individual players up front, I just don't see this happening, because like I said, our key players who are used to doing this aren't going to be there. So I'm very worried as a Liverpool fan that we potentially might not win this game against Arsenal in the semi-finals in the first leg. And although overall I know Jurgen Klopp is not the type of manager to compromise and sit back and defend a 1-0 or even potentially a 1-1 draw, because we know he likes to play attacking football on the front foot with the way he pressurizes the ball, I feel like context will matter, and he will understand that even if we're losing 1-0 or losing 2-1, even drawing 1-1. We're not here to win every single game. Sometimes a defeat or draw isn't the worst result. And him knowing that we can go back to Anfield only losing 1-0 or 2-1 with key players coming back potentially, he may take a 2-1 defeat or a 1-1 draw, knowing that the Anfield faithful, no matter who's playing, will spur us on to victory like we saw against Leicester City when we played literally our B or C team. So going into this game, I think Jurgen Klopp will have an open mind that we may not need to win the game, but overall, we just need to stay in the game for the second leg at Anfield, where obviously we have a greater chance of winning the game because at Anfield, anything can happen. When it comes to Arsenal, like I said, I feel that overall right now they're well more rested, they feel more energized, and because they've been playing so well recently, this is going to bode well going to against Liverpool because they're going to need this sort of confidence. And in terms of Arsenal, like I said earlier, a magnificent, outstanding performance against Manchester City. And if they can replicate anything near that sort of performance against Liverpool, who are drained, been playing football every single day or so, it literally feels like as a Liverpool fan, they should win this game. I'm not saying they should comfortably beat Liverpool. And overall, I do feel like Arsenal are matched up well against Liverpool. You have the dangerous attacking threats of Martinelli, has so much pace and dynamicness to his game when it comes to taking players on, and we know Trent Alexander-Arnold, when he pushes forward, he will leave that space in behind. And with the way Liverpool have been playing with such a high line recently, I just see Arsenal with their pacey players and the way they've been transitioning the ball with so much ease lately, especially against Manchester City, they should have so much joy going against Liverpool. Obviously, Partey is going to be a key vital miss as well. They're going to miss his presence, his physicality, the way he transitions the ball as well. But potentially, Lukaku could see this as a great opportunity playing against one of the best sides in Europe, that maybe he can cement his spot if Partey comes back injured or so, because he is injury prone. So overall, I feel like Arsenal should be full of optimism. Everything's pointing in towards their direction that they should get the win against Liverpool due to the factors I labelled out earlier into this video. So overall, I'm going to go for Arsenal victory 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium, and we'll see what happens at Anfield. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur at Stamford Bridge, and there's so many storylines going into this game. We've got the doubt cloud looming over Chelsea Stamford Bridge with Romelu Lukaku. We have no idea what was going to happen to him. Is he going to start? Is he going to be left out the squad again? We got Antonio Conte returning back to Stamford Bridge, obviously as a rival manager, managing Tottenham, Chelsea's arch nemesis when it comes to football. And we also got Spurs looking to go to back-to-back Carabao Cup finals like they did last year and insert their dominance and going into the final. So many things are up for grabs, and both teams surely will love a trophy. However, let me talk about the game at hand, and it's undeniable, I believe, that Tottenham are the underdogs. But they shouldn't feel the shame. They should feel no pressure going into this game because Chelsea have drawn their last 4 out of 5 games at home. So like Arsenal playing Liverpool, Tottenham could not have picked a better time to play Chelsea, especially with the way they've been playing going forward. I feel like the game against Liverpool was an aberration. They're running high off the emotions of Lukaku, the way the fans are spurring them on, knowing that this was a do or die game, potentially trying to catch Manchester City when it comes to the Premier League table. But other than that, I feel like it was a hoax. I still feel like Chelsea going forward, they don't have the goal-scoring threats that other teams have, like Manchester City and Manchester United when it comes to their goal-scoring midfielders. Lukaku surely is going to miss this game because one game of discipline isn't going to be enough due to the way he was talking about his manager Thomas Tuchel. So I believe going forward, players like Pulisic, Havertz aren't going to be much of a danger threat when it comes to one-on-one opportunities, if they even get any against Tottenham Hotspur. I know they had so many opportunities against Liverpool, but I felt like Liverpool were gifting them away due to the high line they were playing. We know Antonio Conte away from home is not going to be like that, especially with his 3-4-3 formation. His wing-backs may tuck in, especially when Chelsea have the momentum going forward, and the three at the back will be compact, solid, not played so far up where players like Pulisic, Mount and Havertz can run in behind, or even Hudson-Odoi if he starts. Højbjerg and Skip are going to sit and protect the back three as well. So Pulisic will find it hard if he tries to maneuver within the pockets of space and try to beat a player with his excellent dribbling skills. So I feel like Spurs do have a great opportunity due to the way that Chelsea have struggled this season to break down low blocks like we saw against Manchester United and Burnley at home this season, drawing 1-1. In terms of Spurs going forward, we know they have the dynamic duo of Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son has not been performing excellent, nowhere near the great performance he did last season, the way he was scoring goals and assisting. But we know on their day, Harry Kane and Son are a danger threat for any team that Liverpool were exposed to when they had no sort of form. When it comes to Harry Kane, I feel like he's just getting better and better each game he plays. Although he wasn't on the score sheet against Watford, even before that against Southampton, I feel like he had an excellent game, and the Chelsea defenders cannot switch off at any moment, even though they're the best defenders in Europe when it comes to as a whole unit and a team. But overall, when it comes to this game, I feel like it's going to come down to tactics. Both teams play a 3-4-3 formation, but are quite different in terms of their display when it comes to playing. We know Chelsea like to press the ball high with intensity, try to win the ball back in dangerous areas when the Tottenham defenders will be passing out from the back. But we know Conte is more defensive, more cautious when it comes to his 3-4-3 formation. He'll look up to try counter Chelsea when he sees an opening and try to win the ball back in the midfield and transition the play very quick and fluently. So we'll see who will get the better of each other. Very similar, but when it comes to actually playing on the field, they're very different in their style of football. When it comes to this game, I feel like it will overall come down to which team is more well drilled in terms of their style of play. We know Chelsea overall are, because they've had more time and longevity compared to Antonio Conte's men. However, Chelsea are missing key players like Reece James and Chilwell, who are vital when it comes to their 3-4-3 formation, creating great opportunities down the flanks and creating so many crosses for whoever's in the box. They're going to be missing this, and they do it with such ease. Whoever's going to be there, Marco Alonso and Azpilicueta, are going to be filled with such great responsibility to fill their shoes. Although Spurs do not overall have the better players, they do have the sucker punch of Harry Kane and Huminson up front, who on any day, like I said earlier, can threaten any team in this world. And overall, they have been in better form compared to Chelsea going into this game with confidence. So in terms of this game, reluctantly, I'm going to be sitting on the fence, and I think it's going to end up as a score draw like we've seen so many times this season at Stamford Bridge. I feel like Chelsea will dominate possession and may edge be the better side, but I feel like Conte's men have learnt to be resilient and survive under pressure, and potentially will snatch a draw going into their home leg at Stamford Bridge. So going into this game, I'm going to be predicting a 1-1 draw between the two London sides. But thank you guys for watching my video. Let me know in the comment section who do you think is going to win in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and let me know who you think overall is going to win the whole competition as well. Thank you guys for watching my video. See you in the next one.